Hello friends, this is the Cryptonian. Welcome back to the channel. In this presentation I'm going to be looking at Bitcoin. I'm going to be looking at the breakout points and what that means and some possible entry points. Also, I'm going to be discussing a strategy that you can use to make money in October using altcoins and also Bitcoin as well, but I think there's a lot of opportunity in altcoins, and I'll kind of explain to you how all of this works. Now, taking a look at Bitcoin, let me get my marker out. You can see that we had a rejection here, and this was the resistance line, the first resistance line. This was the neckline of the W pattern here, okay? And you can even say that we have a cup and handle pattern here as well, coming down, and even a little tiny cup and handle pattern here. So it's a cup and handle within a cup and handle, very bullish. And you can also say that it's a pennant pattern as well. Now, over the weekend, we did grind higher, and we did not see much selling at all. Most people were in position expecting October, the first week of October, to experience a shift in momentum, and that is exactly what happened. You can see that we tested this line three times, and on the third we broke out. That breakout, I've said in previous videos, would decapitate the bears, liquidate them, and there would be a big push to the upside. Okay, and the next resistance line would be tested. Well, that's exactly what happened, and actually we're above that line right now. So you're probably thinking, okay, so should I be buying now? Well, the RSI is 77 right now, so no, I would not be buying here. Again, I can't give you investment advice, it's up to you, but I would not be purchasing here, because when you take a look at every time, excuse me, or not every time, most of the time when we see these RSI red dots, show that when it's overheated, there's usually a pullback, some type of a pullback. So that's what I'm expecting here. I'm expecting some type of a pullback here and sideways consolidation, and then maybe another push higher after that. Now, the pattern of breakout here is very important. So let me go ahead and explain this pattern and the breakout, what it means. We have support down here, and we have resistance up here. So this would be the neckline, okay? Whenever you have a breakout of the neckline, then you measure the measurement from support to the resistance. That is what's called a measure move to the upside, and then you measure that from the breakout, and you determine where the target of that breakout is. So for example, when we take a look at this, we can measure this from support, this pattern from support to neckline, where the resistance was the highest distance, and then when we measure the breakout line, that brings us directly to, or not directly, it's going to take some time, to 29,500 roughly. Okay, now this is just a general idea. It's not going to go to that dollar point, but it could get pretty close. But usually that's the target that investors and traders go for, mainly swing traders, right? That's the target that they have in mind. Now, I'm expecting some kind of consolidation, some type of pullback here, and just like we see here, we were overbought, we were too overheated, and then we had a pullback. We pulled back to the golden pocket. I don't think that we're going to be pulling back to a golden pocket, because we have a breakout point. And so that breakout point is where I will consider an entry, and when it comes back here, it'll confirm it, and then I would expect it to have another impulse higher. We're just getting started on this move. And so the target, like I said, 29,500 or possibly even 30,000. That's going to be on the daily. Let's take a look at the daily here. Okay, that's going to bring us right above the golden pocket for the bears. So there's going to be a lot of resistance here as we push higher. And as Bitcoin enters that area, I'm going to watch price action and see how the market responds to the push higher and whether we have enough momentum with the buyers to push to 30, 29, 30, 31, 32, right? So I'll leave that line there as a tool to gauge the prediction here on the pattern breakout and the target, just to kind of see if we're going to get to that point. Now, the point that we really need to stay above, and I've said this in previous videos, is this 27,800 level. And if not that, we can actually go below that, but we'd have to hold 27,500. Okay, because that's that fib level and that's that breakout level on that diagonal resistance. So that being said, I'm expecting some type of a pullback here. What kind of a pullback? Not really sure. If there's going to be a lot of bullishness, we may not spend too much time down here. We may push higher not long from now. Okay, now that's Bitcoin. Bitcoin is RSI 76. It's overheated right now. You really don't want to, I really don't want to enter here. I want to wait for Bitcoin to come down, and I want to wait for Bitcoin to consolidate, find support. And as Bitcoin is pulling back, you'll see altcoins will either pull back or pause. Altcoins that are pausing and consolidating sideways, those are strong altcoins that could go higher. Altcoins that are pulling back, you want to see them pull back and then consolidate at a point of support. So the strategy that I was talking about at the beginning of the video for October is going to be a reversion strategy, and that being said is based on Bitcoin not selling off. So whenever you see Bitcoin pump higher, then Bitcoin will come down and consolidate. It's at that time when altcoins start to pump. So remember, the rotation is Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, right? So RSI is 75. It's overheated. The EMA trend is bullish. When we pull back, we're still going to have a bullish trend because we're still going to have a green cloud. The DMA is bullish. The expansion contraction meter is in expansion. We're not in reversal. So here on the daily, we're very bullish. We hit the high RSI, and we even hit this line. Look at this. We even hit this line of resistance right here, right between these two. There you go. So we have a pocket of consolidation. We have a pocket right here where we could consolidate and then move higher. That being said, what I'm looking for coins that have opportunity, coins that have not moved yet. Now, I'm taking a look at Aave here as an example. This is on the 4-hour. Let's go to the daily. Now, Aave has already reached its, on the daily, its 200 moving average and already has reached resistance. Okay, so Aave is not one of them to be purchasing right now. Okay, that's my opinion. You can do what you want. It's up to you. If you're a long-term investor, you could buy now and just hold it and you'll be fine into next year. But if you're a swing trader, you don't want to purchase right now. What you want to look for, or what I would look for, again, this is not investment advice, are coins that have not reached their 200 moving average yet on the daily. So for example, Algo has not reached its 200 moving average yet. 200 moving average is up here. Okay, so from the point where it is now, actually took out this prior high. So it's making a new high, and we can see that it's following Bitcoin. We still have that upper resistance line, whoops, that Bitcoin was making as well. And we have this as well. So we're in an upward channel, and if Bitcoin continues with a lot of strength higher, then these altcoins will do so as well. We're probably going to see a little bit of consolidation here and then a push higher. And then once we get above on the daily 11.2 cents for algo, right here, that point of control, then 200 moving average is in view. Now remember, this is based on Bitcoin going much higher. So when Bitcoin is going sideways and is boring, watch the altcoins. The altcoins show opportunity, but only those altcoins that have not pumped yet, and only those altcoins that the market believes has value. Okay, so algo would be one. Okay, there's a potential 30+% profit in a move back to the 200 moving average. Now Bitcoin has to be at the 200 moving average or above for that to work. The 200 moving average is right here, and Bitcoin is now above that 200 moving average. And not long from now, we're going to see the 50 and the 30 move back above, and that is called a golden cross. Okay, golden cross is very bullish for the market. Now that's that's algo. Let's look at some other coins. Let's see, Aptos. Yeah, Aptos is another coin. Okay, potentially 25% increase back to the 200 moving average. That's a lot of profit, right? And again, that's based on Bitcoin holding its gains, and it's going to take all of October for this to occur, most likely. Okay, but it can probably happen. Most of the gains can happen within, a few weeks, a few days. And so, like maybe 1 week, a lot of pumping action going on, and then a rest. We could see some very bullish days pushing higher, and then a few days the rest of the week pausing, and then higher, and then pausing, that kind of behavior. Taking a look at, so Aptos is another one, right? Taking a look at Arweave. Arweave is another one, okay? The same strategy, reversion back to the 200 moving average. Okay, we have not seen Arweave moving back to the 200 moving average yet because the money has been in Bitcoin. But once Bitcoin gets maxed out, and once Bitcoin takes a rest, goes into consolidation or a pullback, if Bitcoin pulls back hard, then the altcoins will pull back hard. So we need to wait a little bit to see if Bitcoin is going to sell off hard from here. I don't think it will, though. I don't think it will. I think we're going to have a very bullish October, and I think the altcoins are actually going to follow. Okay, and so Arweave would be another one for a reversion play. Now, some of these coins, they may not make it all the way to the 200. They may make it halfway or 3/4 of the way, but still, that is, that is a profit potential. Whether it's all the way to the 200 or not, you're still making profit. And again, you want to take profits along the way. Halfway, you want to take some profits. 3/4 of the way, you want to take some profits. And then at the very end, when it starts to roll over, then exit, unless you're a long time investor. If you're an investor, then that's different. You're probably going to be waiting months, and probably into the end of next year or the following 2025. So Arweave is also one of those coins that have potential. Atom also, I believe, has potential. 21% from where it is now. You can see Atom has actually been responding with Bitcoin. Atom, which is Cosmos, is a very strong coin when the market conditions are right. And so with Bitcoin pumping and resting, pumping and resting, then the altcoins will follow. Whenever Bitcoin is resting, you'll see the altcoins doing this, following up. And so 22% profit is potential with Cosmos. Okay, back to the 200. BAT, BAT coin, 12%. Now here's an example where it's a little bit too late on this coin, right? Because we're already moving, excuse me, we've already had this breakout over the weekend, and excuse me, we are now at resistance, okay? And then by the time BAT coin breaks out, it's going to be very close to the 200 moving average. So the time for BAT coin would have been down here on the higher low. All right. So BNB has a potential of 15% back to the 200 moving average to close that gap. Okay. Let's take a look at a couple other coins to give you the idea. Chiliz also is potentially one of those coins that you can see. This one is 37% potential profit back to the 200-day moving average right here. Okay. So Chiliz is one of those coins which is very explosive. Very explosive. It has a tendency to really, it has a lot of volatility with it, so you have to be careful. But if you get in at the right time and the market's doing well, then it usually outperforms the market and outperforms Bitcoin. But it's over a period of time and you have to have the right entry. Okay. So let's see. Curve has a potential 30% profit back to the 200 moving average. So you can see this strategy would work on a variety of coins. You just have to choose which coin and choose the right coin that has a lot of activity. Dogecoin just broke out here. Okay. Back to the 200 moving average on the daily, 11, almost 12%. Okay. And you can use low leverage on this as well. Low leverage would work as long as you're not using too much leverage. You should be okay. I would say, 2, 3, 4 times leverage, right? I would not go above 5 because of volatility, and we just don't know where Bitcoin is going to run into a lot of resistance, and we don't know if Bitcoin's going to have a successful move to 30,000 yet. Taking a look at DOT, 20% potential back to the 200 moving average. And again, it's not going to be immediate. It's going to be over the course of October, right? Or maybe even all of Q4. Taking a look at the DXY, the Dixie, this is going to determine the success of Bitcoin. We've had this massive run up. Now we had a bearish engulfing red candle at the top, and we're overheated. We have that RSI red dot that tells us we're above 75. We're overheated. We need to pull back and cool off. So if the DXY moves down, that's going to be good for risk on markets. It's going to be good for Bitcoin. It's going to be good for the stock market. Okay. Taking a look at Engine back to the 200 moving average, 32%. Okay. So I'm not sure what coin you're interested in. I'm not sure what coin is your favorite coin, but if you have a coin that has value, then it's going to do well. Now, Ethereum hitting the 200 moving average already. Now what we need to see is Ethereum come back, pull back, and go sideways. So we don't want to enter in too soon, because if Ethereum and Bitcoin starts pulling back and going down, the whole market will come down and correct with it. So entering right now too early could cause some losses. So you have to be careful. So what we want to do is wait for the pullback, wait for the consolidation area, and then get into some of these plays that I'm showing you for the move back to the 200 moving average. Filecoin, here's another one. Filecoin, 25% back to the 200 moving average from where it's at now. Okay, this is what's called a reversal, or a reversal play, or reversal, right? Back to the 200. Or you can call them mean reversion sometimes, but it's not really a mean reversion because it's not based on the mean. It's called it's just basically a reversal. Taking a look at FTM. FTM Phantom, 34% back to the 200 moving average. Let's take a look at a few others. Now here's one. FTT. Now this is something definitely that you don't want to marry. This is going to be only a high risk, high reward play. And so this may pump and get to the 200 moving average if we have a extraordinarily bullish October. This is going to be a high risk play, but you can see how it pumped to a great degree here and then came right back down. So we could see over the period of a few days a huge pump to the 200 moving average. Okay, but that's going to be risky. FTT will sell off when it has corrections. It corrects very, very hard, and so it's going to be a very risky play. Personally, it's not for me, but I'm just showing you the charts. Taking a look at Gala, 70%. 70%. Now, I don't think Gala would actually make it back to the 200 moving average, because I think Gala is going through some internal legal troubles. So I don't think it's not one that I would choose, but I'm just showing you that there's a lot of coins that have this potential. Now here's GMX. GMX, the risk reward is too low, right? Your risk is all the way down here. Reward is here. You're more than halfway back to the 200 moving average. So GMX has been very strong, and it's already been pumping. It's actually moving a lot with Bitcoin, right? So we want to see this pull back probably down to the 50, or have some very strong consolidation before another move higher. But this one, GMX, if you're holding it, you probably could hold it until it reaches the 200 or above, but I definitely would not be entering right now. That's just my opinion. You can do what you want. It's up to you. I'm not a licensed advisor. H bar, a little bit left. KCS, nice gap here. Okay, so you can see the strategy. It's a very simple, very basic strategy, but it works. Okay, this is Link. You can see Link. Now I would not be buying Link here, because Link has just really pumped over the course of these last weeks. So Link is at resistance. I want to see Link come back down and consolidate. However, Link over time will do really well. Link usually does good when there's a lot of boredom in a bear market. Okay. LTC Litecoin, see the gap back to 200. That's potentially some profit. Loon C, we'll ignore that one. Mana, here is a move back to 200 moving average. Matic, now here's another one that I like. 40% from down here. Let's modify this. Matic is moving up as we speak, so 37% now back to the 200 moving average. And so Matic, I actually purchased some Matic, and I will continue to scale into Matic over time. So I'm looking forward to Matic moving very well in October. Again, this is uh, if Bitcoin hangs on to its gains and moves back to 30,000, 31,000. If Bitcoin can do that, then Matic most likely will make it back to the 200 moving average. Okay, actually 200 moving average is here, so that's 30%. 30%. Okay, so anyway, I don't want to make the video too long. I think you get the idea. Take a look at the market, take a look at the charts, take a look at the projects that you like, the projects that have strong fundamentals, strong use cases, strong development community. Those would be the ones that you could probably make a good amount of profit on. That's it, friends. Thank you for watching. Please click like so it helps the channel grow. Also subscribe if you like this content. We appreciate your time. Also, I have content on Twitter and a little bit on TikTok. I'm just starting a new TikTok account. So thanks for your time. I appreciate it. Let's make some money together, and I'll see you next time.